Hello everyone, today I want to have a short discussion on one of the lines I've been the most obsessed with in the Holy Iconography for quite some time, yes. This line here, because I love you and my finger gets to be the first one to ever be inside of you. I don't know why exactly that line starting to obsess me. Like, I'm obsessed by that line. I'm thinking about that line all the time. My finger gets to be the first one to ever be inside of you. If I had to guess, I would say inside of you. It's not accurate because if you notice the pure form, if we talk about the pure variation of inside of you, technically speaking, if you put a finger in your nose, it is inside of you. You know what I mean? Or if you put a finger inside your mouth, it is inside you. So it's not the first finger to be in Kayla. The mom probably stick her finger in her mouth a few times, to check her temperature, to, I don't know, help her chew or clean something. I don't know, I'm not an expert. But the way that he says inside of you, and by the way, Kayla is 13 years old. To talk about sticking a finger inside a 13-year-old girl, except for medical reason, I get it. If you have to do surgery, okay. That's the thing. Inside of you, I'm thinking surgery. Like, I need to stick a finger inside you. I need to open your belly to insert a finger in you. I need to slice you up and surgery. That's what I think about. But somehow, and that's the most striking aspect, when he says, be inside of you, even though it's not specific, if I only tell you to do like a finger inside of you, it's sexual. It's going to be finger in her vagina. Like, it's a bit weird how immediately when you say, my finger gets to be the first one to ever be inside of you, it's sexual. He's talking about her vagina. Even though it could be like inside her mouth, that's inside her. Inside of her nose, or even inside the ass, I guess, to insert like a, how's it called, the supplement, like, how's it called? I completely forgot, but sometimes you insert a pill, like, you have to insert because you can't, when you have kids and they have to take like antibiotics and they cannot take it by the mouth, you have to put like I don't know what it is in English, but in the anal canal. When Lauren says my fingers gets to be the first to be inside of you, and when he's talking to a young girl, it's sexual. Well, if I was talking to a young boy, you would still know it's sexual, if you see what I mean. But in those few words, it sums up what Lauren has in mind. I'm gonna insert my finger inside of you. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm not an expert in USA. Let's say you're in USA and pick a random bar in the US, any bar. You go there, you go to a girl, hi, how are you doing? My finger will be inside of you. The girl will know it's sex, She'll slap you, or maybe she'll be into it, you don't know. But if you only say that, nothing else, people just know it's sexual. And that's the most striking aspect about it. That's my final stuff. It's boring. Forget about it. That's the most striking aspect about it. Somehow when he says that, we know it's sex. We know that he's not going to stick her finger to insert some medication in her ass, or unless sperm is a medicament. But anyway, medication, sorry. But the way he says that, and the way that sentence to me is perfect. The way that he says, because I love you. And then he says, I love you, I'm going to molest you. And the fact that he put so much emphasis on the first one inside you. Why do you give a shit about being the first one inside her? Why do you care? Like, is it a privilege? That's something a kid would say. When I was 15 years old, I cared about that stuff. Like, I wanted a girl that was a virgin. I was like, oh, my penis will be the first penis inside her. Then you grow up and you realize that it's not important, It's like, but some people don't. Some people go and, the Christian, they're like, no virginity. But normal people, normal people don't care about that. They're not like, my finger will be the first finger inside you. Only fucking bizarre freak pedophile care about the first finger inside you. It's just like, let me ask you a question. If you're a guy, if there's a hot girl that you're in love with, would you care that she had another finger in her vagina? I mean, at some point you have to expect it. You know, when you're 35, you're kind of hoping that the girl had sex already, because if not, it's fucking weird, you know. But most normal people, and when I meet a girl, of course, at my age, you know she had sex before, but it's not a big deal. It's not something that you care about. It's not something that you're going to talk about. You're not going to go like, okay, girl, my finger will be the how much to go in you. Is it the third, the fourth, the fifth? It doesn't really matter. It's not like it changes anything, you know? But when Lawrence says that, it helps to explain why he's hitting on kids. He's hitting on kids because he's a pedophile, but also because there's the ownership, you know? It's like a new car. The dumbest purchase you should make in your life is a new car. Unless it's a rare car that you cannot get used, like a Tesla. If you buy a new car, you're really dumb. Why? Because the moment you drive off, it loses 20% of its value, if not more. I'd never buy a new car, unless I couldn't get it any other way, but I'll never buy a new car. It's a stupid idea. But many people absolutely only want a new car. I want to be the first person to drive this car. And Lorne treats Kayla like he treats an object. I want to be the first one to put a finger inside you. Why does it matter? it's like Kayla to him is an object. It's like a sex doll, you know. I don't know if you ever bought a sex doll. And you say like, I want to be the first one to have sex with a sex doll. That I can understand because it's a doll, and you know you can't properly clean it for sure. So you know, STDs and all that. It's kind of gross. It's like a condom, you know. You want to be the first one to wear it because otherwise it's. But a woman, I'm not an expert in biology, but from what I remember, the vagina cleans itself pretty damn well. You know? So even if you're not the first to have sex with that woman, it really doesn't change much. And for a finger, you know, even if you're not the first finger inside her. But Lorne wants some uncharted territory. He's an explorer. And I would say Lorne, overall, he has big problems with sharing. He's not the kind of guy that is very magnanimous but generous. It's his. He's extremely possessive of everything. But at the same time, he does give his truck to his neighbors. I have to assume that is a lie. I have to assume he didn't lend them his truck because it makes no sense. Lorne is extremely possessive of what he has. And Kayla, for him, she belongs to him. Like Amanda James. Amanda James belonged to him. And he's the victim because she didn't want to be with him. She quit him. She cheated on him. She left him. She's the wrong one in that story. And about Kayla, it's a bit like marking his territory. It's a bit like Christopher Columbus. I just arrived in America. I put my flag. Now the country belongs to me. I'm the first one. All this to say it's extremely childish. It's extremely nonsensical. Like, I'm the first one. So fucking what, you know? What does it change? What kind of person gets valorized by being the first to insert his finger in a woman? It's silly. Some people might ask, Lorne is interested because she's going to discover her sexuality. Yes, that's another aspect. He's very excited by young women reaching menarche. But more than that, he shows himself to be an extremely possessive and self-centered, egocentrical person. When he says, my finger gets to be the first one to ever be inside of you. I'm not a woman, but if a guy that I never met said that to me, it's fucking spooky. It would genuinely scare me, frighten me. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. it shows that the guy is a sick pervert. And that's what I think that line really sums up who Lorne is, you know. He talks about sex. It's all about. It's just sex. In my opinion, Lorne was sex deprived before the holy pornography. Pretty obvious he didn't get sex often. And he kind of overcompensates by 10,000 miles. And he acts like a complete, total piece of shit, pervert, pedophile. And the fact that he brings that kind of stuff all along, any real woman would get fed up with it because it never ends. The sexual barrage of questions never ends. And a real woman would get fed up with it. And she would like, okay, fuck off, dude. It's not even slightly arousing. Like, if I was a woman and a guy said that to me, it would just scare me. It's not arousing. It's basically like you're nothing, you know. You're not important. All you are is a vagina on leg. And my finger will be the first inside you. That line, it fascinates me, you know. It's about a salivating pedophile about to capture his prize and do whatever the fuck he wants to that prize. She belongs to him. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to her, like a car. The car belongs to him. A car belongs to him. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to the car. To the girl, oh, my finger will be the first inside you. It's like saying like, oh, I'll be the first handling that steering wheel. Oh, my hands will be the first one using the steering wheel. Oh, my finger will be the first one inside you. And the fact he says inside you, I want to finish on that. The word inside you, it's weird. It's weird. Inside you. It doesn't say, for example, my finger will be the first one to touch your genitals, or my finger will be the first one to caress your bodies. No. Inside. It scares me. Maybe because I'm a guy, but the idea of putting something inside myself, it's kind of spooky. Maybe it's just because I'm a guy. Maybe a woman, like when you say like I'm gonna stick my finger in you, inside you. That's the thing. You could have said in you, you know. If you had said in you, it would have been a much lesser perverted line. Like, my finger gets to be the first one to ever be in you. No, inside. It's like a box, you know. You buy a box and you put something inside it. You don't put in it. You know what I mean? If you're American, you know what I mean. You put inside. I'm not an expert in the in versus inside, but to me, in is like I'm going in that room. You know, it's like, yeah, I'm walking in that room. Going inside means that you're going inside. Like, I'm gonna go inside. I don't know, inside your head, for example. Like, if you're a neurosurgeon, you say, "Oh, I'm gonna open your cranium and I'm gonna go inside your head." There's a kind of a deeper, more profound meaning to inside. So when he says inside of you, the image I have is a sick, perverted pedophile, a 37-year-old pedophile raping with his finger a young girl. It's more than simply inserting the finger in her, you know. It's not, I'm going to insert my finger in you. I'm going to insert my finger inside you. It's going to be there and I'm going to do, you know what I mean. That's why that line really fascinates me. Thank you for watching, people.